Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Hibbing Planning Commission meeting for Monday, August 26th, 2024. Roll call. Commissioner Smith, here. Commissioner Pajotnik,
Here.
Commissioner Petrangelo,
Here.
Commissioner Carliholis.
Here.
We're all here. Let the record also show that ex officio Pat Green is in attendance. Approval of the minutes, approval of the Planning Commission minutes for August 5th, 2024. Note corrections, additions, or deletions, if any.
I would so move.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Acceptance of the agenda, acceptance of the agenda for recording purposes, note additions, deletions, or changes, if any. I'll move the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion been made and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Let the record show that City Administrator Brzezinski just walked in to also. New business, convene the public hearing scheduled for this time to consider a conditional use permit request of Kenneth Rhodes, 324 East 37th Street, Hibbing, Minnesota, 55746, to allow for two dwellings on the same lot in the R1 Single Family Residential District and the Hibbing City Code of Ordinances, which is permitted only with a conditional use permit on the subject property. 324 East 37th Street, Hibbing, Minnesota. Staff report.
The applicant is requesting a conditional use for two dwellings on one parcel, which requires a conditional use permit in the R1 zoning district where the parcel is located. The applicant would be renovating the existing accessory structure on the property into a small dwelling to be used as a dwelling for his sister. The accessory structure is approximately 700 square feet and would meet minimum room sizes for a dwelling. There would not be added utilities in the right-of-way, and all utilities would be connected to the existing city water, sewer, and electric. At this time, no conditions I have, and the applicant is in the audience. You did receive one letter. You can read that at any time to the commission.
Okay, maybe I'll read that first before we call up the applicant. It says, "Hi Pat, per our phone discussion, I have but one, albeit small, opinion on the matter referenced above. I would respectfully ask that the conditional use permit be granted for the conversion of the garage to a rental property with one condition. The new property may accommodate immediate family only to occupy this residence. Any failure to continue occupancy by an immediate family member result in the revocation of the permit. J. Jickus, 3725 4th Avenue East, Hibbing, Minnesota, 55746. Okay. Can we have the applicant come up to the podium and state your name and address for the record, please?
Hello, I'm Ken Rhodes. I live at 324 East 37th.
Can you just kind of give us a brief overview of what you're planning to do here?
Well, my sister just moved from Wisconsin. She had lost her husband. And years ago, my wife's mother, we had a small house on the lot. And I tore it down and I had him build a garage for me. Well, now I want to build a house for my sister.
Okay.
So there's no more adding on or anything else. What we have there is plenty big for her then. So basically, we aren't gonna change the construction or anything else.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Kenny, there's water and sewer in the place already then, in that building there? Where, you have it as a garage, right, Ken? Is that what you use it as?
Well,
that-
when it was a house years ago,
Yeah, so everything's right
I
there.
did have water and sewer there, but then I had them cut it off and I just built it into a garage.
Sure.
And I'd like to have the city come back and, because I did have trouble with water line from Fourth Avenue. I heard water in my sewer line, and I called the city, the utilities,
Yeah,
and they says, no, you got no problem. Well, it got to be winter, and the grader came around the corner, because I own the Odegaard house there too.
right.
Came around the corner, and that grader went through the road.
Really?
So now I'd like to have them put a new water line for me and my house then too,
Sure.
because I don't want to deal with that on Fourth Avenue. Because they had trouble trying to find the line. Come to find out it was over from one side of the street to the other side.
I see.
And my neighbor is still mad because they tore up her driveway.
Yeah. Oh,
That's about it.
that's in public utilities then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to go to public utilities to get
The
that.
water would be public utilities, sewer
Sewer would
would
be
be
city.
here, the
Yeah,
city,
would be the city, right.
correct.
Yeah.
So right now, there's no water or sewer in your garage,
No.
no. That's pretty good.
That's not a big deal. I remember that, I remember when the house was there, to be very honest
Yep.
with you. Yeah. So,
Any other questions?
No, nothing for me. Nope.
Okay, that's all. We don't have any other questions for you now, so thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Rhodes.
Are there any other persons in the audience that would like to speak for or against this? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing at this point.
finding the fact.
Yeah, we're gonna do finding of facts. Okay, number one, the proposed building or use is specifically listed as a conditional interim use in the regulations applicable to the district in which it is to be located.
I would say yes, because there used to be a house there anyhow,
Yeah.
on that property, so I would say yes.
I'd agree.
Okay, that the proposed building or use at the particular location requested is necessary or desirable to provide convenience and will contribute to the general welfare of the neighborhood or community.
I think absolutely. There's
Yep.
gonna be separate utilities going, we're bringing people into our community. She's moving, after all.
Yes.
And number three, that the proposed building or use will not have a substantial or undue adverse effect on adjacent property, character of the neighborhood, traffic conditions, utility facilities, and other matters affecting the public health.
I don't think that, there used to be a house there, and I just think that it's just gonna be the same as what it was before, other than it was a garage for a while, so.
Right.
I would say.
And actually, in the neighborhood, there's actually a few other
Yeah,
apartments.
there's a few other
in-
apartments around there anyhow, so, yeah,
Within a couple blocks.
right.
That the proposed building or use will be designed, arranged, and operated so as to permit development and use of neighboring property in accordance with the applicable district regulations. And I would say yes there
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
It
that's
don't
not a
really
problem.
affect, and they're used, the
Right.
building's already there. They're just
Building's there, yeah.
converting it, so.
Right. So it's not like they're adding a building or anything, and he says it's gonna stay the same size, so
Yeah.
I don't think there's any problem with that.
Well, at this time, I guess I would so move.
I would
With
make a
no
motion that
conditions.
we approve it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with no conditions,
Yep, no conditions.
no conditions at all.
We got
Well, I will second your motion, sir.
We got a motion, we got a second. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. This will go before the city council When?
September 4th is the next city council meeting at 5 o'clock.
Okay, so September 4th is the city council meeting. This will come up, so you want to be there in attendance too in case they have any questions or anything for you also, so. Otherwise, you're good to go. Okay, next on the agenda, open discussion. Is there anything for
Nothing.
open
On
discussion?
my end.
See how easy I can be at times? You guys looking at me like it's always me all the time.
Just to let you know that, Indian Public Utilities is gonna be looking at some property for a couple substations. One's at First Avenue and 19th Street, or 18th Street. It already went through here once to try to get a sub there. We approved it, but we're still waiting for the transformers to come in. Samantha Adams is working on it. And the other location is the Ansley Water Tower site. That right now, I do believe, according to Pat, is zoned R1, and it should actually be zoned commercial for at least that side of the water tower and the future substation. These substations are primarily gonna be used for backup in case we have a major problem with the plant or some other deal that makes it easy to switch power within an hour or 2 hours versus having people out of power for possibly much, much longer. Just some
Sounds
things
like a good
coming
thing
up,
to me.
just some stuff coming up. I'm trying to get plans to you guys,
Okay.
so you know everything that's going on. And I know a lot about it, so, being on the line crew.
Okay.
That's the only new business I got, and I heard Greg might have in the future, Greg Brzezinski might have be able to fill in our 5th person for our community committee. They're looking at that and maybe replacing you if I don't want to see
You can
you.
replace me anytime you want. I've been asking for that for 18 years. Yeah.
So, but that's all I have for possible new coming up in the future. Nothing to discuss, but just want, kind of want
I can
to
make
let
a
you guys
motion
know.
to adjourn, couldn't I?
Yes, you may.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we got a motion. Second?
Second.
Second.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We're adjourned.